Welcome to the NSIC Spotlight, the voice of the NSIC student athletes, powered by gpac. gpac, growing people and companies. I'm your host, Nick Cornder, Assistant Commissioner at the Northern Sun. Today, we're joined by Hameed Oyedele of the Bemidji State football team. Hameed, thanks for joining us on the Spotlight.
Thank you for having me.
All right, before we get to football, you're originally from Virginia and transferred in from Indiana State. How'd you find your way to Bemidji, Minnesota?
As I entered the transfer portal, Coach Bish, he reached out to me through Twitter, and from there, we just started chopping it up and building a relationship. And I just felt like this was the best fit.
All right, then what are you majoring in, and what are your plans post-Bemidji?
Right now, I'm majoring in project management with the emphasis in construction management. And my post-grad plans are to, if the next level doesn't work out, for me to start working for a construction company and working my way up. And then from there, I have plans on starting my own construction company.
Excellent. Outstanding construction. All right. But you got a whole lot of football left. We got 1 week in the regular season. Last season was canceled due to COVID. So you had some time as you came in fall of 2020 at BSU. Tell us about the culture of Coach Bolte, Bemidji State, and that gangrene defense.
The culture here is a blue-collar culture, and mainly things he told me coming in was just being able to do things right on and off the field and represent the program in a first-class manner. There,
Bemidji State brought you in, and they got you off to a couple of big wins this season at Sioux Falls and then the home opener over Wayne State. But then the Beavers dropped their next two at Minnesota State and at Augustana. What was that message coming from the coaching staff in the locker room as you guys sat at 2-2?
At the time, it was more of the message at the time was more of just focusing on going 1-0 every week. Because if we try to look forward to, playoffs or the rest of the season, we're not going to be able to focus on the next task at hand, which is the team for the next week.
And 1-0, you went for the next straight weeks, 6 straight wins, including a historic win at Minnesota Duluth. That's a place that Bemidji State has not won in since 1941 was the last time they won before this season. Were you aware that BSU had not won there in that long? And what was it like to be part of a win?
Yes, I was aware. And it definitely felt great, just to be able to change something that hasn't been done in a while. And then just to prove ourselves right, because that was the main message during that week, is proving ourselves right and not trying to focus on proving other people right.
Some key takeaways late in that UMD game, also in a 36-34 win at Northern State last week. Tell us more about that gangrene defense up at Bemidji.
We're just a hard-nosed defense where, you just get after it. And the message that coaches give us is always just do your job, be one of 11, and just be accountable.
Yeah, I love that. A couple of the big words they come out with: go 1-0, and then do your 1/11th. Basically, do your job. Just the basics out there to get the job done. You guys are getting it done on defense. Your offense is also helping you out as they're averaging 35 points a game. Tell us about some of the playmakers on offense.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of playmakers on offense. I could go on all day, but some of the ones that definitely stick out to me are Malik Williams. He plays receiver. He's a slot receiver. Brendan Bolio, Dale Duncan Busby, and obviously Brandon Alt. He's a stud. And then we got a couple nice running backs, McKay O'Harn and Sage Booker.
Yeah, you'll see a lot more running backs by committee these days, not only in NFL, but even in college, just with the pounding that they take. How about on the defensive side? A rotation with players more often than in the past, or are you out there pretty much every play?
We rotate every now and then, but we tend to try to stick with the starters if we can. But we like to get other people opportunities because it's a next man up mentality. So if someone does go down, they have to be ready to go in.
All right, last week at Northern State, you got your first interception of the season against that high-powered Northern State offense. Now you have a potent offense at the University of Mary coming in. They got a dynamic receiving duo coming in with another high-powered quarterback. What are the keys for the victory this Saturday up in Bemidji?
Keys for the victory this week are just to have great man defense and just be able to do our jobs, go 1-11, and definitely get some pressure on that quarterback and make him make fast decisions.
All right, final football question. Possibly I might have one more follow-up, but the last NCAA regional rankings are out, and Bemidji State is ranked 4th in the Super Region 4. The top 7 team makes the playoffs. what would it mean for you and the program to be the first BSU team to make the NCAA postseason playoffs?
It'd mean a lot for us, but I mean, since after those two losses, every week has basically been a playoff game for us. So we've just been taking it one week at a time, and that's what we plan on continuing to do.
And then what's the vibe around the locker room, in the community, in the halls, with everyone knowing the buzz going on for this game Saturday? It's going to be Bemidji weather. There might be some snow. So what's just the feel up there in Bemidji?
There's definitely a buzz, but the coaches try to keep it in our heads that just focus on what we're doing and know that people are going to be telling us how great we are and the things that we've accomplished, but knowing that we have more things to accomplish. So just focusing on the next task at hand, and the next task at hand right now is UMary.
All right. Well, good luck to you guys this weekend. As a former football player who was never in this spot, but winning a league championship, but soak it in. Enjoy this time this week as you lead up to kickoff. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the events that come after the postseason selection, and then hopefully you guys moving on to the NCAA playoffs. So best of luck to you, Hameed.
Thank you so much.
All right, so that's going to wrap up this week's show. Thanks again to our sponsor, GPAC. Make sure you check out Bemidji State this weekend at 1 p.m. against University of Mary, along with all the other NSIC contests streaming live and free on the NSIC network. All right, roll Beavs.
Roll Beavs.